Okay, I've started the recording. Okay, good morning. I'm Rohit from CrowdStrike, and I'd like to thank each one of you for joining us today for the Securing Wellness webinar. Before we begin, please note all the attendees will be on mute during the webinar. You can post your questions in a Q&A tab. Please try to mention the name of the panelist to whom the question is addressed. We will answer the questions after all the sessions are completed. For today's webinar, we have Jagdish Mahapatra, MD Asia at CrowdStrike for the keynote session. Our guest speaker, Pahal Mahapatra, will conduct a session on nutrition, and Abhijit Singh will be covering physical fitness session. I would like to thank Vikas and Elite CISOs for associating with us for this webinar. I would like to invite Vikas to kick off the session. Over to you, Vikas.
Thanks, Rohit. Good morning, everyone. Do you guys see my screen? Can anyone confirm? Rohit, can you confirm if you see my screen?
Yes, I can. Yeah.
Perfect. So again, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. From wherever you are joining in, I see that there are a couple of international participants as well. So the best part of today's webinar is that I am not the main speaker. Okay, we have got great lineup of panelists who will be talking for the majority of the part. See, initial 5 minutes, I'll quickly run you through about Elite CISO, what we are, what do we do, and how you can engage with us. So Elite CISO as a concept, we started almost 1.5 years back. And what we were looking in the industry was that the security events were being conducted by the event management companies. So there were no CISO or the industry professionals who were running the show. So there was certain element which was missing from all the events which were happening. So four of us, Anuprita Daga from Yes Bank, Fal from DSP Mutual Bank, Mutual Fund, Rishi Rajpal from Concentrix, and myself, Vikas from Taluna. We got together, we had the similar thoughts, and based on that, we started this platform called Elite CISO, which is for CISOs and by CISOs, right? That's what we started. And now we have chapter across India. We have more than 1,000 members in our WhatsApp groups. So I will quickly share our objectives. The objective, it's a non-profit entity. We do not make any money. It's not a commercial organization. Okay, so our whole purpose is the mutual success and collaboration of industry peers. In our WhatsApp group, there are different CIOs and CISOs from different organizations. We talk about the problem, we share our challenges, we share our knowledge. So that is one of the objective based on what we started this whole Elite CISO platform. And then we conduct various sessions, and the focus is on knowledge sharing. So whatever event we conduct, we tell our partners, our vendors that, okay, you have to sell your product, but the focus has to be knowledge sharing. Talk about what is happening in the industry, what are the new technologies coming up, what are the challenges being faced by different organizations, by CISOs, and how do you address those challenges. So that's how we conduct our events. We not only focus on technical skills, but we focus on leadership skills as well. I personally believe that technical skills are very much required for CISOs because security is technical. But again, only technical things will not take you ahead. You have to have the leadership skills as well. So we conduct various events around the leadership skills as well. I'll share one slide around that. And we conduct various events. So the format of events is different. So we conduct smaller focus group like 25, 30 CISOs. This is from Delhi where we did a roundtable with RSA. This snapshot is from Mumbai. Mumbai also we have got a great presence. We have a strong chapter over there. Fal and Anuprita are running that chapter. So this is from a Thales roundtable that we did. Now, apart from the smaller 25, 30 member events, we also conduct bigger events like 100 plus CISOs. So we did this workshop in Delhi with AWS. There was no event management company involved in this, only Elite CISO with AWS. We conducted this phenomenal event where we got more than 100 participants, and we talked about the cloud journey. If you are moving your workload on cloud, what are the security challenges? How do we manage that? So this event also went very well. And then we conducted this session with CrowdStrike. I'm very happy to say that this was our very first event with CrowdStrike. 100 plus participants in Delhi, January last year. Phenomenal event. That's what we did. Great. Now, apart from that, we conduct webinars as well with international speakers. I'm not sure if you know this gentleman or not. His name is Tim Medin. He found out or invented or explained about something known as curb roasting. So curb roasting is a way through which you can hack Active Directory domain controllers. Phenomenal speaker. He's a science instructor as well. So we collaborated with him. He presented his findings, his perspective to our members. And then talking about leadership, we conducted another event with Kean Williams. He talked about ROI, whatever you are investing in security technologies, how do you get benefit out of it? So great sessions out there. And then CISOs have to deal with finance or CFOs day in and day out. Getting a finance knowledge is extremely important for CISOs. So we conducted this event with IIT Delhi professors. It was a full day event where great Professor Jain was there. And for the entire day, we talked about different nuances of finance. How do we understand the balance sheet? How do we understand the cost? How do we understand the return on investment? So again, phenomenal session conducted for our members. And apart from that, we also focus on fitness. It is not something now after COVID-19 situation, we are talking about the wellness and fitness. We have this focus already, right? So this is from last year. We completed something called 100 days of running. And after the completion, we did this gala event where we all got together and celebrated our success. So this is again a virtual group. We have CIOs and CISOs from across India in this group. So if you want to be a member, on the last slide, I will share my coordinates. You can send me an email or a WhatsApp and I'll add you into that group. Now, apart from fitness, we also focus on CSR. We do some charity wherever possible. And this is one of the pick from a charity that we did. We went to an orphanage and we distributed some stuff. And even for today's webinar, the number of participants, I see that there are about 90 participants right now. So number of participants multiplied by 251 rupees, we will give towards PM relief fund for COVID-19. And then talking about today's webinar, you all understand that we are in a very different situation. This is the time where we are under pressure, right? CIOs and CISOs need to enable work from home. The business continuity is at the forefront. Now, there's a great quote that I recently saw around this, and it says, "It is only when gold is put under fire, it glitters. And when concrete is put under weight or pressure, the crack appears." So we are not the concrete. We need to be gold at this time. The organization need us. They need us to ensure that the environment remains secure and the business continuity is maintained. Now, doing all this, I know Rishi Rajpal, he enabled more than 100,000 employees are there in his organization. Can you imagine getting everybody or majority of them working from home is a huge task. It's a challenging task. So during this time, we have to find the right balance. We don't have to crack. We need to maintain the business continuity, as well as we need to maintain our wellness. We have to be focused and stay fit. If we are not fit, we will not be able to manage this. Okay, that is the whole theme of this entire webinar that we are planning. So Jagdish, Payal and Abhijit, they will talk about, so Jagdish will talk about CrowdStrike offering basically, and then Payal and Abhijit will talk about different wellness aspects. So before I pass it on to Jagdish, I would like to again thank you all for joining the webinar, jumping on the call. And if you want to be member of our Elite CISO groups, you can send me email either on this email ID or you can send me a WhatsApp and I will add you into the group. So thanks again. That's what I wanted to quickly welcome you guys. And now I pass it on to Jagdish. So Jagdish, over to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Vikas. Good morning, everyone. I feel very inspired just listening to how Vikas, you and Elite CISO journey has been in your pursuit. And we're very proud in CrowdStrike to be associated with the team, and we look forward to really working even closer. So what I want to do quickly today is to bring up what's going on in our world today. I promise you, it's not going to be about CrowdStrike and technology only, but a lot around what I'm seeing. This is an example of what possibly we'll see more and more. This is a mail that came to me 3 or 4 days back from our health provider, Cigna, who does our health provision in Singapore. And you can see there is already outreach to their customers for the doctors and health to be provided on a virtual platform. And that got me thinking, aren't all of you in this call here, the CIOs, the CISOs, aren't you trying to make sure that a digital version of your business, a virtual version of your business is available to your customers, isn't it? So I thought I'll just focus on what I think is the theme that we will probably be dealing for the rest of our lives. I call it a concept of weightless world. And if I can just simplify what weightless world means, weightless world is a time where the economic activities are predominantly transported to the digital format. As you can see here, healthcare, we've talked about that. Music, we've seen IT services. We're starting to see more and more industries, bulk of that transactions happening on a digital format. So if that's what it's going to be, and if it's going to be accelerated by what we're seeing right now, it's outbreak or a pandemic, what's the impact can we expect on the business architecture and on the security architecture? So I want everybody to remember this date, 17th November 2019. Shouldn't be very hard. We can debate how accurate it is, but this was the first time we saw a detection of a potential COVID-19 patient out in China. Now, cut to today. What we're seeing today in India has already happened in China 3 or 4 months back, even 5 months back. And we've seen this journey from different countries as well. And that brings me to the point that firstly, we are going to be more and more interconnected, and that's something we probably will not be able to get out from. But that inspires me to put up something that William Gibson said, that the future is already here. It's just that it's not evenly distributed. Some of you who don't know who William Gibson is, he's the one who coined the term cyberspace that we use that so loosely now. He's the one who actually came with the word cyberspace. And how true is it? We're actually living a time that potentially China has lived 5 months back, so the future was already happening. So the point is, what can we expect? We're using Zoom to connect, we are about 200 of us getting together in different time zones, and who knows that better? Today, Zoom's market cap is standing at about 42 billion, depending on what time you're looking at it. And I've tried to capture the market cap of top 3 US airlines. You can add the math up and you'll see that it's still smaller than Zoom. So maybe we are reaching a point where teleportation will usurp transportation. And that will have impact on how we will engage with our customers, how you will engage with your customers, right? I thought I'll put a few things up. We could be the last generation which will see a distinction between online and offline world. I believe in that. I think the next generation will have a seamless transition between the two. So there'll be no distinction between physical and virtual experience and business. I think agility will get redefined in the new times. We'll talk about that. Cloud that we've been talking about, I think it'll invert the online and offline world. It'll turn the world inside out when it comes to business or the way we will interact. And I think whether it is COVID-19 today we are dealing with or future outbreaks, businesses will have to plan for pandemics. I'm pretty sure none of this comes out as a surprise to you, and a lot of you might already be planning for future readiness and continuity. So how ready are we with our business architecture for the next pandemic, right? And from CrowdStrike point of view, we've always believed that when it comes to security, cloud first or cloud native is the way forward. It's even more visible and clear now that we need architecture which is on the tap, which is simple to deploy. As you start to mobilize your remote workers from their homes, and we can see the traffic pattern. It's interesting when you should see how the traffic pattern has changed in the last 2 weeks with more and more countries in lockdown. We believe that the only way forward for your business architecture with business applications and security will be using and leveraging cloud. And that's happening. So we don't have time now to constantly update our systems, update the signatures. So really have to look at the most agile way to do that. And I believe in CrowdStrike, we provide that future-ready platform. Well, it's also important that we need to know who our enemies are. Why it's important? Because as the business is going more and more virtual, your employees are working from home, you are connecting and supporting your customers from home, you will find a situation where our vulnerability at this point in time, whether it comes to systems, even our mindsets, our adversaries are using it. You know that in CrowdStrike, we track almost 130 plus adversaries around the world. Some of them are nation states, some of them are criminals. And we've started to see a lot of that enhancing in the last 4 weeks. There was a campaign of phishing email using the current COVID-19 theme, on the platform, using spoofing WHO. And a lot of people fell into the trap. And you can see here, it has resulted with fair amount of criminal activities happening around the globe, and India is no exception. I've also tried to put up what we've seen in terms of threat detections and attacks in the last 4 weeks in India. You can see enhanced attacks, some of them coming from targeted nation state actors as well. So all I want to say here is, as you are light on your socks, as you are light with your team working from home, make sure your architecture is designed to catch these new forms of enhanced and more sophisticated attacks that we are seeing and you will see. So the point is, we can't wait for a superpower or a vaccine to come and help us when it comes to the outbreak. Same is true about business as well as security, right? We believe the right way forward is to get out of this whole reliance on updates and signature approach. So you've got to look at a signatureless approach. You've got to look at machine learning. And some of you might have heard us talking about it a lot, but that gets even more clearer now and more imperative now. How do we use cloud? How do we make sure there's a collective learning? As we are seeing here, the last thing we want in this outbreak lesson is to put a ranking of nations who came first. I mean, that will be tasteless. I think what we need to understand here is we got to be even more together in this fight. And cloud native architecture allows the concept of sourcing the threats together and making each one of us more powerful than our adversaries, right? So we will continue to really provide that because we believe that this is a time, as you care for your customers, we care about you. And I'm happy to share 2 things we are trying to do for our existing customers. Please leverage our current programs. You can go for a burst in your licensing. We are offering that pro bono till almost end of May. We can extend it as we see the situation. You can go pro bono for a burst of your license. And also we're providing Falcon Protect prevention for home devices, which aren't currently covered under your corporate policy. For one else who is not a CrowdStrike customer, we have many options. We can do a cloud assessment for you. We can offer you a 15-day trial. And then the team of CrowdStrike is ready to engage with you as you navigate your transition to cloud and get your remote workers ready. So these are options available. All I want to say here is we got to be staying safe and healthy ourselves to be able to keep our business continuity up. But to stay safe and healthy ourselves and keep our customers online, we got to have a healthy balance, as Vikas rightly put it. We need a nice healthy balance of how psychologically we are feeling, how are we feeling in this between 2 years, and then how we can keep our body in sync with to be agile to all the needs of our customers, our near and dear ones, and our family members. This is also a good time for us to really show our gratitude to the people who give us a lot of service. So I really want to thank all the essential service providers here. Sometimes we believe that we need them the most, but we sometimes value them the least. So this is a good time for us to show some gratitude. But I really want to now tee off to the next session, where we will focus on how we keep our minds and body in sync with the current situation and be ready for future. So I'm going to now hand over to our next speaker, who's going to walk us through what we could do on the wellness side. So over to Payal.
Thank you, Jagdish. And I couldn't be happier talking to everyone today. So how's everyone doing? And thank you, Elite CISOs, for yet again giving me an opportunity to do what I love the most and something that is absolutely dear to my heart. So before I begin, I would like to quote Thich Nhat Hanh, a Vietnamese monk. And when I'm going to quote his words, I want you to focus on my words and probably feel their impact with your eyes closed. Breathing in, I calm my body and mind. Breathing out, I smile. Dwelling in the present moment, I know this is the only moment. Now, once you feel these words, does it help you calm down a little bit? How are we really looking at this COVID-19 pandemic? Is it a boon or a curse? Or is it a time to reboot? Let's find out. So who am I? I am Payal, and I would like to identify myself as a health and wellness crusader whose sole motive or life purpose is to help you and support you in living a better life every day. I am an alumnus of the Institute of Integrative Nutrition, New York, and proudly so. So please, if you're interested in something like this, do look up on their site. They have been doing phenomenal work for the last 30 or more years. And this is how, health and functional medicine is going to be and is going to change your life in the future. So what are we talking here about securing wellness? What does wellness really mean? Wellness is a state of being in good health, especially as an actively pursued goal. Now, for people who have been chasing wellness as a goal for most of their lives, you will feel that those people are in good health and are not likely to get as impacted during this pandemic. So I would really request each one of us should really, more than business, more than making money, more than anything else, because as in, the wonderful quote that we have in Hindi, "Jaan hai to jahan hai." So if your wellness is intact, everything in life is intact. Now, I've tried to simplify this by explaining the mind-body connection and the actions that you take in terms of supporting them. We're bombarded with all kinds of information right now about COVID-19, about how the economy is going to crash, how business is going to slow down, people losing jobs, taking pay cuts. The internet is absolutely flooded with all kinds of information. What are you choosing to consume as energy for your mind? Are you getting frazzled? Are you getting anxious? Are you getting depressed? Are you getting worried? What kind of effect is that creating in your mind? Is it because the moment you process these emotions, there are biochemical reactions that happen in your body which come under stress. And when I say stress, there is cortisol. What does cortisol really do? So irrespective of whether you are eating the healthiest of foods and working out every day and going on your runs, if you have more than necessary cortisol in your body, a lot of your bodily functions are going to get impacted, and you're going to put on a lot of visceral fat, and you're going to keep getting unhealthy and more prone to disease. Similarly, what you consume is food. Yes, in stressful times, we are more prone to eat for our emotional hunger than our physical hunger. A physical hunger is a very calm state of hunger where you know it's time to eat. When you sit down for your meals, you're eating as much the body needs, and you're processing that food in your body in the right way. But what does emotional hunger feel like? An emotional hunger is very impulsive. It's very specific. You feel like eating, no, I want to eat sweet, or I want to eat something spicy or something salty. That's emotional hunger. And then when you open that packet of chips, you don't stop at one. You just finish it to the last single salt crumb that is there in the packet. That's an emotional hunger. So you need to identify when your body is actually craving for nutrition, when it is hungry to eat that food, or it's hungry to just, gorge on something because you're feeling anxious, you're worried, you're feeling stressful, or you're bored, you don't know what to do in that moment. So our body knows how to deal with everything that's going on. But most of the times we come in its way. We don't support or aid it the right way. So similarly, when the mind is processing stress, how does stress impact the body? What stress does to the body is, it's, for example, you know, um, you get pickpocketed, okay? Or somebody comes and bangs your car. Now, it's a bad hit, and the instant reaction that you get is that I need to get out of my car and I need to chase that guy down. And when you're chasing the guy down, you're not thinking rationally. You're not using your conscious thinking because the blood is rushing into your limbs. Why? Because the body's instinct is to, you're angry, you're reactive, you want to chase that guy down, so you need to run. Do you think that your body will be able to, focus on the growth of its cells or the digestion or any of the important functions? No. When you go through these kind of emotions, what happens is that the blood starts flowing outwards, and there's no enough blood circulations that are happening in the fascia or the organs. So your digestion gets impacted, and with poor digestion, there's low absorption of nutrients, and then it's a cascading effect. So, like I said, what does really, I mean, yes, it's a pandemic. It started somewhere, but now it knows no religion, it knows no age, sex, it's happening to everybody. It doesn't identify a poor from a rich. So even if you are business holders and you hold key positions in organizations and you're worried about your team and you're worried about your family, do you think that, being anxious, and anxious is something which thinks, so depression is something when you think about what happened in the past. Anxious is something when you don't know what's happening in the future, but you're anticipating it to be true. It has not happened, but you think it has already. And that's how you start becoming anxious, because you don't know the outcome and you're dreading the worst. So you're dreading that the economy will come to a standstill and your business will get affected and all of that, even if it is true for a certain amount of time. But if your health and wellness is intact, if your body is able, if your mind is strong, you will be able to recover from that just the way you recover from a cold, flu, fever, because the body has that kind of capability to pull you out. It's the same way when you're thinking about your food supplies and your immunity. Now, immunity is not a 24-hour game, but yes, you can make it a short-term, goal, and then live it through once you start realizing the absolute, unending benefits of having a strong immunity, because that allows you to live a life which is so much full of joy and happiness, and you can share that level of joy with your family members, with your friends. You're able to do more, you're able to grow more in your business. And this is all fine because according to medical science right now, there is no cure, and a vaccine likely won't be available for at least a year or longer. And that means that it's imperative we both, you and I here, we find other ways to keep ourselves healthy and strong. Because our first line of defense is our immune system. It's not about the virus, it's about the host. Who's the host? You and I. We are the host. So let me ask you a question. Are you breaking yourself in this situation? How? And is this your unhealthy default reality? Just think about that for a moment. And while we're thinking about that, let's get down to some simple, easy hacks to stay sane and immune, because we don't know for how long we need to do this. So, this is the simplest. I know everybody is stuck with resources. You don't, I mean, there's no Amazon and Flipkart, and there's, the pharmacies are running low on their stocks. So you don't know what supplements to eat, or, what are the other ways to keep yourself strong and immune. So let's start with some basics, which is staying hydrated. You and I are made of water, almost 60 to 70%. And if you know some of the key symptoms of COVID-19, it's a dry cough. That means that the moisture gets burnt out once the infection starts settling in. So if you keep your cells hydrated, your immune system will have a boost. How do you do that? The best way to keep yourself hydrated is to drink a lot of bone broths. For people who are vegetarian, you can create these vegetable stocks and broths made of mushrooms, all kinds of vegetables. Add a lot of wholesome spices, which we as Indian households use. A lot of turmeric. When I'm saying turmeric tea, that can be your regular haldi doodh, or it can also be turmeric tea, which is, you can boil some mint, some tulsi, some some seeds like dried ginger, and add raw unpasteurized honey, and add some good quantity of turmeric, and drink that as a tea, as a booster every day. When I talk about flavored waters, again, if you're not someone who enjoys drinking water, just add a little flavoring. Add a piece of fruit if you can find, or a slice of lemon, or some mint leaves, or just puree some aloe vera. And these are very healing, very nourishing, and at the same time they will ensure that the cells stay hydrated. If you can add a little bit of Himalayan salt or sea salt to your water, that's excellent, because that will keep the electrolyte levels balanced, and you don't really need anything fancy here. The other point is sleeping well. Now, yes, we are all worried and anxious, and we don't have enough physical activity during the day because our movement is restricted. But does that mean that our sleep has to get impacted? So, because every time you sleep less, or the quality of sleep is bad, you'll realize that you're in a bad mood the next day. Your face feels puffy. Your digestion doesn't feel all that strong. You get hungrier. You get cravings, and that's just some of the superficial aspects of not sleeping well. But and I can discuss that until the cows come home. But today, in this limited time, I would just like to share that the best way to get your sleep in place is early in the morning. Just stand in the sun for 15 to 20 minutes, soak in that vitamin D, because that will help set your circadian rhythm. It'll help your melatonin production. And vitamin D is an important hormone in the body, and everybody needs it, and we're not getting enough. So please do that. Second thing is soak your feet in Epsom salt. Now, what is Epsom salt? It's magnesium sulfate. All your chemists will have that, because I'm sure nobody is asking for magnesium sulfate right now. But magnesium is something that we're all deficient. Almost 80% of the population is deficient in. Magnesium helps us calm down. It is a primary component in a lot of body functions, and it helps us sleep better, best of all. The other thing is about deep breathing exercises. When we are stressed, we are not doing our belly breathing. So every time you feel a little worked up with your spouse, with your kids, with a colleague, take a moment, step back, breathe in, breathe out, do that a couple of times, and see how nice you feel. And for sleep, the easiest hack, like I've spoken to some of you guys before, is 478. If you want to know more, just Google 478 breathing and you'll know how to do that. Now, what I'm supposed to talk about today, right? Nutrition. Eat nutrient dense meals. Now, we eat probably 3 to 4 meals in a day, but how many of those meals are really nutrient dense? When you're having your tea with a biscuit, that's not nutrient dense. Or when you're having, you know, say a bowl of snacks, now that's not nutrient dense. That might satiate your emotional hunger for just that small period of time, but that's not nutrient dense. What I mean by nutrient dense is eating wholesome food in the truest natural forms, which is all kinds of vegetables. You have beans and lentils, which you can soak and sprout them, which is your easiest form of protein. If you cannot, I'm hearing from a lot of people that you don't have access to meat, fish, chicken right now. So use your beans, use your legumes, use your vegetables, and create a broth and create protein out of that. For people who have run out of protein shakes, there's an excellent protein powder that we all have access to in Indian households, and that's called sattu. Just blend a spoon of sattu with maybe a banana and some nut milk or a little bit of good quality organic milk if you still have it, and just have it like a protein shake. It satiates you for a longer period of time and with steady base of energy. Also minimize your carbohydrates, to just one per meal. That if you're eating rice, then just eat rice with your dal and sabzis. If you're eating rotis, then just eat roti instead of combining your rice and rotis and any other carbohydrate forms, because that's going to create an overload that's going to upset your pancreas and your insulin production, and you will start feeling sluggish in the middle of the day. You'll feel like taking a nap, and then you'll be hungry again very quickly. So why do that? And it'll tax your immune system anyway. So the key here is we should ideally avoid food which can create a lot of phlegm. All we want to do is save ourselves, although nobody can guarantee that we won't get the virus, but we can really prepare a very strong host that's going to repel the virus. And if it comes, it stays for a very minimum time, and you get the antibodies and you're strong. So avoid anything which is very heavy on dairy, because that is going to make you prone to, phlegm and mucus, which we don't want. Sweets is something, again, which will bring down your immune system, because like I said, it'll tax your pancreas and your insulin production, and that's not something what we want. And refined fluff items anyways are best avoided at this time, because they will create a plethora of other issues, and you might get confused to, a lot of people get acid reflux symptoms when they have sweets and refined flours and heavy dairy, and that might confuse you to, oh, am I catching this cold, or is it COVID-19, or is it something else? So if you keep these minimum, then at least when you're catching a cold or you're catching the virus, you kind of can feel the difference between whether it's food related or whether my immune system is really down and I'm catching something. Now, what am I trying to do here? I'm trying to create healthy deviance out of you. Yes, you're going to defy and you're not going to stick to everything that I'm asking you to do, but that's what's beautiful, right? You learn from your mistakes. And how do we learn? With amplified awareness, which is, what are my healthy choices, what are my unhealthy choices, and how to make them. Preemptive repair, which is you stay ahead of the damage. You're preparing your bodies to be stronger so that you're not waiting to fall sick, but you're preparing it so that you don't fall sick. And continuous rhythm of learning and having a beginner's mind. When you're trying to read up on something and learn something, always start from a beginner's mind and fact check and learn and get curious to really figure out what's going on in my body and why is this happening, and ask questions. Please reach out to me at any point in time after this webinar, because I would really be happy to help any of you. So this is what I'm trying to say. And honestly, these are my coordinates. Please take them down, and I would love to have a free session with any of you. I would like to say something here. which is an American writer, Audre Lorde. She has really said this beautifully, and that is, caring for myself is not self-indulgence. It is self-preservation. And that is an act of political warfare. I'll read that out again for you. And hopefully, you know what the governments are trying to do here, and all the conspiracy theories fall flat if you live by this. I'll read that again. Caring for myself is not self indulgence, it is self preservation. And that is an act of political warfare. You want to participate in changing the world? Take care of yourself. And with this, I would love to hand this over to Abhijit, who is going to teach us. Well, I'm talking about the mind, the body, the nutrition that you can absorb. And probably if I get another opportunity to, speak to each one of you again, I would love to talk about different kind of vitamins and minerals and supplements that we can take in addition to what we are already doing here, so that we have more ammunition with us, and we're stronger, and we're stronger together. And which is a stronger community is a healthier community, it's a more positive community. And Abhijit is going to teach us how to stay fitter without becoming a slob in these times. And I think we all need that for an increased amount of energy. So handing it over to you, Abhijit. Thank you for sharing your time and knowledge with us today.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Yeah. Good morning, everyone. I'm Abhijit Singh. Hello. Yeah. Sorry. Good morning, everyone. I'm Abhijit Singh. I'm a strength and conditioning coach. I'm a member of the Strength and Conditioning Association from Australia. So last 12 years से I'm just trying to मेरे clients को उनके fitness goal को achieve करने में उनके help कर रहा हूँ, and I'll handle so many cases, medical cases like trauma case, depression case, and physical challenge cases जो मैंने काफी better way में handle किया हुआ है. And I used to train some celebrities also, models also, cricketers also, and the athletes also. And I have done corporate customized training also, like McAfee, Quantified, Standard Chartered, and Radio One. इनके लिए मैंने training conduct कर चुका हूँ पहले भी. Last 4 years में I used to work as a club manager in Anytime Fitness, Villeparle West, Mumbai branch. मैं personal trainers के लिए भी customize and fitness workshops conduct करता हूँ. मेरे कुछ ट्रेनीज हैं जो कि सिंगापुर में है, यूएस में है, बॉम्बे में है, जिनको मैं ऑनलाइन ट्रेनिंग भी प्रोवाइड करता हूँ. सो दिस इज माय लिटिल ब्रीफ. ओके, सो आज हम बात करने वाले हैं एग्जैक्टली फिजिकल हेल्थ. जैसा कि हमारे प्रीवियस स्पीकर्स ने बोला एग्जैक्टली कि माइंड एंड बॉडी का कोऑर्डिनेशन, सेम थिंग. फिटनेस का 2 पॉइंट है, एक मेंटल फिटनेस एंड सेकंड है फिजिकल फिटनेस. Control and आप फिजिकल एक्टिविटी के लिए भी आप थोड़े बहुत एक्टिव हो जाएंगे. अगर ऐसा नहीं है तो आपके प्रोफेशनल वर्क, पर्सनल वर्क दोनों ही उससे आपका स्ट्रेस हार्मोन रिलीज होता है. और दिस अ फैक्ट, कभी भी कोई भी फिजिकल एक्टिविटी स्टार्ट करता है तो बाय डिफॉल्ट उसका ईट वर्क वेल करेंगे, आपका ईटिंग पैटर्न बेटर होगा तो आपकी स्लीपिंग बेटर हो जाएगी. सो इट्स इंटरकनेक्टेड. जैसे आपने फिजिकल एक्टिविटी स्टार्ट की, सो आपकी छोटी छोटी हैबिट्स धीरे धीरे अलाइन होने स्टार्ट हो जाती है. एंड वंस यू स्लीप वेल, ईट वेल, डू फिजिकल एक्टिविटी वेल, देन एवरीथिंग इज फाइन. तब आपका माइंड फोकस नहीं हो, देन आप आपके काम सही सही तरीके से नहीं कर पाएंगे, काफी प्रॉब्लम्स होती है। आप सब सीनियर्स हैं, आप सबके अंडर में काफी एम्प्लॉयज वर्क करते हैं, आपके ऊपर आपकी फैमिली की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज भी है और आपके एम्प्लॉयज की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज भी है। अगर आप फिजिकली एंड मेंटली फिट नहीं है तो आप उन इस कंडीशन को कैसे हैंडल करेंगे? राइट नाउ जो कंडीशन चल रही है, सब लोग इनसाइड द होम है क्योंकि बाहर सब लॉकडाउन है। इस कंडीशन में आप अपने आप को कैसे एक्टिव रख सकते हैं, मेंटली एंड फिजिकली बोथ? आपको बहुत सारी चीजें घर पे भी हैंडल करनी है, बहुत सारी चीजें आपको अपने काम की भी हैंडल करनी है, बोथ साइड। सो अभी जब 15-20 दिन के बाद जब हम नॉर्मल लाइफ स्टाइल में आएंगे, हमारे ऑफिसेज ओपन हो जाएंगे, मार्केट्स ओपन हो जाएगा, देन अभी से तब में आप पहले से ज्यादा एनर्जेटिक होने चाहिए, फोकस्ड होने चाहिए एंड एक्टिव भी होने चाहिए, ताकि आप अपने काम को और बेटर वे में कर पाए। हमारे नॉर्मल लाइफ स्टाइल में हमें कुछ बेसिक बॉडी पेन्स, समथिंग प्रॉब्लम्स होती है, जिस पे मैं अभी बात करने वाला हूँ। दूसरा, जो लोग डेस्क वर्क ज्यादा करते हैं या ट्रेवल ज्यादा करते हैं, उनमें भी कुछ बेसिक प्रॉब्लम्स होती है, जस्ट लाइक फिजिकल पेन समथिंग। एंड कुछ लोग जो एक्टिव होते हैं, कुछ हाइपर एक्टिव होते हैं, कुछ एक्टिव होते हैं। दोज हु आर हाइपर एक्टिव, डेफिनेटली उनको इंजरीज के चांसेस बने रहते हैं। दोज हु आर जस्ट एक्टिव, यानी ऑन एंड ऑफ फिजिकल एक्टिविटी करते हैं, उनमें भी इंजरीज के चांसेस होते हैं। दोनों का क्राइटेरिया थोड़ा डिफरेंट हो जाता है। सो मैं कुछ बेसिक बट वेरी यूजफुल एक्सरसाइजेस डेमोन्स्ट्रेट करने वाला हूं, जिसको आप घर पे कर सकते हैं और एक्टिव रह सकते हैं। ओके, सो जैसे कि नॉर्मली लाइफ स्टाइल में हमें अपर बैक का प्रॉब्लम, पेन रहता है, सर्वाइकल से रिलेटेड, लोअर बैक से रिलेटेड, नी से रिलेटेड पेन होता है एंड स्टिफनेस होती है। सो इसको हम ओवरकम कैसे कर सकते हैं, इनको कैसे हैंडल कर सकते हैं बेटर वे में, वो मैं आपको एक्सप्लेन करूंगा। सम ऑफ देम डूइंग मैराथन ट्रेनिंग या फिर हैवी वेट ट्रेनिंग, उनमें भी समथिंग समथिंग प्रॉब्लम्स रहती है। जस्ट लाइक कि दोज हु आर डूइंग रेगुलर रनिंग, उनका एक्लेस टेंडन स्टिफ हो जाता है, जो हील के सराउंडिंग टेंडन है वो काफी स्टिफ हो जाता है, तो उनको हील से रिलेटेड पेन स्टार्ट होने लगते हैं। कुछ अगर वीक होगी तो कभी नी कैप के ऊपर, ओवर साइड या बिलो पेन जनरेट हो जाता है, वो एक्सेसिव यूज से हो जाता है। हैमस्ट्रिंग स्टिफनेस, हैमस्ट्रिंग हमारा हमें बॉडी को एग्जैक्टली पुल फॉरवर्ड के लिए एफर्ट करता है, सपोर्ट करता है। अगर वो स्टिफ होगा तो भी हमारे हैमस्ट्रिंग में एंड ग्लूट्स में पेन होगा एंड लोअर बैक का पेन भी उसके बेस पे रहता है। शिन स्प्लिंट, जो लोग अपनी कैपेसिटी से ज्यादा रनिंग करते हैं या सडनली रनिंग स्टार्ट कर देते हैं, चाहे वो ट्रेडमिल पे हो, चाहे वो ऑन द ग्राउंड हो, कहीं पर भी, उनमें शिन के पास में बोन के जस्ट इनसाइड, डीप साइड, डीप टिश्यूज में पेन स्टार्ट हो जाता है। वो सोरनेस की वजह से होता है, ओवर यूज, उसकी भी स्ट्रेचिंग एंड फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी करनी पड़ती है। आईटी बैंड, ये हमारा थाइस के साइड पोर्शन होता है, जो कि कनेक्टिव टिश्यूज है। जब हम ओवर यूज करते हैं वर्कआउट, एक्सेसिव लोड अगर हमने लिफ्ट किया है स्क्वाट्स में, या हमने बहुत ज्यादा मार्शल आर्ट समथिंग काइंड ऑफ एक्टिविटी की प्रैक्टिस की हुई है, या हम रनिंग ज्यादा करते हैं, तो भी वो कनेक्टिव टिश्यूज टायर्ड हो जाते हैं, फटीग हो जाते हैं, जिस वजह से पेन होता है। एंड स्ट्रेस फ्रैक्चर, दिस इज एग्जैक्टली ओवर यूज फटीग मसल्स के बेस पे होता है। हम लोग कभी भी, हम लोग सिर्फ टारगेट मसल्स को फोकस करते हैं, सपोर्टिंग मसल्स को फोकस नहीं करते। उसके साथ साथ हम लोग उनको फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी उस मसल्स पे जनरेट करने के लिए भी फोकस नहीं करते। क्यों इनको करना? जब आपकी बॉडी फ्लेक्सिबल होगी तो ब्लड के साथ ऑक्सीजन एंड न्यूट्रिशन का ट्रांसपोर्टेशन प्रॉपर होगा, तो आपके डेड सेल्स रिपेयर फास्ट होंगे एंड यू फील बेटर ऑल्सो। सो जो एक्टिविटी करते हैं उनमें सम ये प्रॉब्लम्स हो जाती है, फिजिकल पेन्स। जो एक्टिविटी नहीं करते हैं, सेडेंटरी लाइफ स्टाइल वाले हैं, उनमें सम अदर प्रॉब्लम्स। राइट नाउ हम लोग ऑलमोस्ट सेडेंटरी लाइफ स्टाइल में हैं, क्योंकि हम लोग कोई भी एक्टिविटी बाहर नहीं कर सकते। सो उस कंडीशन में आपका जो पेन जोन है, जो नॉर्मल लाइफ में आपको पेन पिंच होता है, उसको आप कैसे ओवरकम कर सकते हैं, आई विल शो दैट आल्सो। सो ये कुछ एक्सरसाइजेस मैं आपको डेमोन्स्ट्रेट करने जा रहा हूँ। आप बहुत अच्छे से ध्यान से उसे देखिए एंड ट्राई कीजिए उसे फॉलो करने के लिए। डेफिनेटली आप पेन जोन से बाहर आ जाएंगे, आपको हेल्प मिलेगा, आई एम 100% श्योर। सो ये मैं अगेंस्ट द वॉल, एक बॉल आपको लेनी है, टेनिस बॉल होगी या फिर ऐसे फीजो बॉल भी चलेगा, कुछ भी। ये बॉल आप लीजिए। फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल हम कर रहे हैं इटसेल्फ मायोफिजियल मसाज, डीप टिश्यू मसाज। इसमें किसी असिस्टेंट की जरूरत नहीं है, जस्ट टेक अ बॉल। ये बॉल को आप शोल्डर पे यहाँ पे रखिए और वॉल के अगेंस्ट जैसे स्टैंड करना है। अब आप ये अप डाउन होके एक स्लाइड सा पुश करके बॉडी को आप ये मूवमेंट्स कर सकते हैं। सो आपका स्ट्रेट रोम्बॉइड के पास आपका जो मसल है शोल्डर ब्लेड्स के जस्ट बैक साइड, वो थोड़ा मसाज होकर के रिलीज हो जाता है जो स्टिफनेस है। ये साइड टू साइड भी आप मूव कर सकते हैं दिस वे, थोड़ा जेंटल पुश करके। सो ये आपका अपर बैक का पेन रिलीज करेगा। जिनको सर्वाइकल की प्रॉब्लम है उनका ये पोर्शन डेफिनेटली बहुत स्टिफ होता है। दोज हु आर वर्किंग दिन में काफी घंटे अगर वो सिस्टम पे वर्क करते हैं, डेस्क वर्क करते हैं, तो उनका डेफिनेटली सर्वाइकल प्रॉब्लम होता है, स्टिफ हो जाता है मसल्स। उसे रिलीज करने के लिए यूज दिस एंड यूज दिस आल्सो फॉर योर लोअर बैक मसल रिलीजिंग आल्सो। जिनका हैमस्ट्रिंग स्टिफ है, ग्लूट मसल्स काफी स्टिफ है, उनको लोअर बैक से रिलेटेड प्रॉब्लम 100% होनी है। अगर अभी नहीं है तो फ्यूचर में होगी डेफिनेटली। सो उसके लिए हमें पहले से प्रिपेयर रहना है। सो यूज दिस बॉल, यहाँ लोअर बैक पे रखना है। ये 2 जॉइंट होते हैं, द बोन, एसआई जॉइंट इसको कहते हैं, उसके पास में रखना है ये। सेम वे वॉल के अगेंस्ट हम इसे मसाज करेंगे दिस वे, साइड टू साइड, 30 सेकेंड्स 1 मिनट, एक जेंटल प्रेस करके। बहुत ज्यादा हार्ड पुश नहीं करना है, नहीं तो मसल्स बहुत ज्यादा एक्टिव हो जाएगी। हमें रिलीज करना है जो भी कर सकते हैं दिस वे। सम टाइम को लेफ्ट साइड पेन होता है, सम टाइम राइट साइड पेन होता है कि स्ट्रेट नर्व पे, दैट नर्व कॉल्ड एक्चुअली द साइटिका नर्व। अगर आप इस बेस पे भी उसे मसाज करते हैं जेंटल, तो वो पेन काफी हद तक सेटल हो जाता है। सो दिस इज द वे टू मोबिलाइज इटसेल्फ आपका डीप मसल टिश्यू। ठीक है, सो ये बॉल का यूज हो गया। सेम इसी वॉल पे ही, वॉल के अगेंस्ट ही हमें अपर बैक का और फ्लेक्सिबल एक्सरसाइजेस करनी है। जैसे रोटेटर कफ, द इनसाइड शोल्डर ब्लेड्स एक मसल होती है जो कि हमेशा टाइट होती है, जिसके बेस पे भी अपर बैक से रिलेटेड एंड सर्वाइकल से रिलेटेड पेन हमेशा सबको होता है। सो यू डू दिस थिंग, वॉल के अगेंस्ट स्ट्रेट स्टैंड होना है, नी को थोड़ा ब्रेक करके रखेंगे, बैक पूरा वॉल से टच होगा, एल्बो 90 डिग्री शोल्डर लेवल पे करेंगे, ब्रीद आउट करके हैंड्स को ऊपर लेना है, वॉल टुवर्ड द वॉल। अब हमें यहाँ फोकस करना है कि हमारा एल्बो और रिस्ट वॉल पे 100% टच होना चाहिए, कनेक्ट, वो भी 90 डिग्री, हैंड्स ओपन करके नहीं, हैंड्स क्लोज करके नहीं। ये 90 डिग्री का एंगल मेंटेन करना बहुत जरूरी है। देन ब्रीद इन, हैंड्स डाउन, अगेन ब्रीद आउट अप, breathe in down, breathe out up, breathe in down, 10 to 15 times आप ये कर सकते हैं। सेम एक्सरसाइज आप यहाँ पे भी कर सकते हैं। दिस इज कॉल्ड शोल्डर लेवल रोटेटर कफ एक्सटर्नल रोटेशन एंड दिस इज वेस्ट लेवल रोटेटर कफ एक्सटर्नल रोटेशन। दिस इज लिटिल टफ कंपैरिजन टू 90 डिग्री। यहाँ पे अगर आपका बोथ हैंड टुगेदर मूव नहीं होता है तो डू वन हैंड ओनली। इसमें भी आपको ट्राई करना है कि आपका एल्बो पॉइंट वे आपके ऑब्लिक्स के पास में रहेगा, एकदम बैक को पूरा टच रखना है और ये स्लोली ब्रीद आउट करके ओपन करना है। बहुत से लोगों का ये 50% पे ही रुकने वाला है क्योंकि उनका एंटायर अपर बैक रीजन इज स्टिफ, क्योंकि उनका पोस्चर मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम ये होता है। दैट इज नॉट हमारा नेचुरल पोस्चर। सो हमें अप फ्रंट पे रहना है, चेस्ट अप करके, हैंड्स को यहाँ पे, बोथ हैंड या सिंगल हैंड एज यू विश, जो आपको बॉडी अलाउ कर रही है। डू दैट पे, स्ट्रेच, ब्रीद आउट करके, ब्रीद इन बैक। जितना स्लो करेंगे उतने ज्यादा मसल टिश्यूज एक्टिवेट होंगे, इन्वॉल्व होंगे एंड जल्दी से जल्दी फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी जनरेट होगी। ओके, डू दिस ऑल्सो 10 times, 15 times, 20 times, whatever. ये आप every day कर सकते हैं. जैसा कि अभी पायल मैम ने बोला exactly कि आप early morning 10 to 15 minutes जैसे ही sun rays होता है, just you can do deep breathing exercise, sun bath also. You feel more and more positive in and negative out. After that, you can start this also. So first is this exercise. Second is this. After ball से जो हमने mobilize किया, उसके बाद third exercise आप इसी position पे hands को ऊपर raise करना है, overhead press without anything. इस पे सिर्फ इतना फोकस करना है आपको कि आपका elbow and wrist दोनों ही wall से close होगा. कुछ पेन क्रिएट कर देगा क्योंकि स्टिफनेस ज्यादा होगी. जस्ट ऑफ, स्ट्रेच, मूव एंड अगेन स्टार्ट. सो ये आपको बेटर वे में आप एंटायर अपर बैक फ्लेक्स हो जाएगा. ठीक है. अभी मैं आपको कुछ फैक्ट डेमोन्स्ट्रेट कर रहा हूँ जिसमें हम सी ये ट्यूब लेंगे, इसको स्ट्रेच करेंगे. ओके. यस. एल्बो स्ट्रेट होगा हमारा. ओके. एल्बो को सॉफ्ट नहीं रखना है, स्ट्रेट, कंप्लीट स्ट्रेट. स्ट्रेच करेंगे ट्यूब को, ब्रीद आउट करते हुए ये पूरा बैक साइड जाएगा. से दिस साइड व्यू कंप्लीट बट तक आना है. यहां से वापस ब्रीद इन एंड ब्रीद आउट फ्रंट. इस मोमेंट में हमें एल्बो को सॉफ्ट नहीं करना है. ये आपके कंप्लीट अपर बैक, एंटायर डेल्टॉइड, एंटीरियर शोल्डर, मिडिल शोल्डर, पोस्टीरियर शोल्डर, अपर बैक, ट्रैप मसल्स, इन सब पे फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी जनरेट करेगा, आपको मूवमेंट्स अलाउ करेगा. सो डू दैट 10 to 20 counts this way, slowly. One side breathe in, one side breathe out. This is. After that, कुछ exercises floor पे है. I'll show that also. बहुत ही careful देखिए और try कीजिएगा बाद में आप follow करने के लिए. I'll show on the floor also. Just a second. Okay. Down at floor. Breathe करके overhead this way and down again 90 degree और थोड़ा भी कर सकते हैं. आप हम सीख जाएंगे. This way overhead in out.
I think there is a problem with his bandwidth. He will join in soon. Just give me a second.
आपको मूवमेंट है.
Abhijit, I need to switch on your video. You need to switch on your video.
It's
So, Rohit, while Abhijit is trying to come back, are there any questions you want to take a
Uh,
few that you can answer?
yes, so there was one question for Payal, which says, for vegetarians and vegetarians, what is the best way to get adequate and sustainable magnesium and zinc? I have a personal challenge where my diet is not able to provide me required levels of the said minerals. So, Payal, you're on mute.
Just answering that to Vinod. So zinc, I think if you are a vegetarian and you eat eggs, so you're already consuming eggs. Eggs are a good source of zinc, and so are pumpkin seeds, nuts, legumes and beans, whole grains, and which is pretty much the same for magnesium as well. So leafy vegetables, cashews, almonds, beans, yogurt, they're all good sources of magnesium. But if we're talking of supplement, then the bioavailable form of zinc and magnesium are magnesium biglycinate and magnesium citrate and magnesium biglycinate, and the same for zinc, which is
So
zinc
this
citrate and
also
bicarbonate.
you can use that way, the upper body. First is overhead press on his stomach. Second in hands lateral movements on stomach. Third है quadriceps ball rolling. जिस वे में हमने मसल टिश्यू को रिलीज किया अगेंस्ट द वॉल, सेम हम विद द हैंड आपके कॉर्ड्स को भी कर सकते हैं. सिट लाइक दैट, हैंड्स विद दिस, एक जेंटल प्रेस करके जस्ट रोल द बॉल एंटायर योर quadriceps, the thighs exactly जिसे हम बोलते हैं, the side one also. The rotation is better. You do that way, up and down, full, knee cap से थोड़ा सा ऊपर तक, the side, and then little bit inside the thighs and the back. Do this first for quadriceps mobilization, tissue massage, and then your hamstring. इस बॉल को डायरेक्ट नीचे पोजीशन करना है hamstring के, both hands के through, this one leg के through थोड़ा सा lift your body and then move. So जिस leg पे आप करेंगे वो leg आपका on air होगा. मेरा heel raise हो गया है, complete pressure hamstring पे. You move that way, up and down. So आपका पूरा hamstring का जो stiffness है वो release होगा. Fascia muscles release होगी. Skin and muscle के बीच में एक layer होता है, that is a fascia. उसे रिलीज करना बहुत जरूरी है. ज्यादातर पेन हमें उसके बेस पे होता है जब वो स्टिफ हो जाता है, फटीग हो जाता है, उस पे हमें, उसके वजह से हमें ज्यादा पेन होता है. यू हैव टू रिलीज दिस वे. सो हैमस्ट्रिंग का रिलीज किया, क्वाड्रिसेप्स का रिलीज किया. नाउ काफ, सेम वे बॉल को पोजीशन करेंगे बिलो द काफ, पुश करेंगे एंड देन लिफ्ट इट योर बॉडी लिटिल बिट एंड द मूव एंटायर. जो लेडीज ज्यादा हील पहनते हैं उनको काफ से रिलेटेड और हील से रिलेटेड प्रॉब्लम हमेशा होगी स्टिफनेस की. सपोज दैट अगर आप ऑफिस में ज्यादा टाइम हाई हील फुटवेयर यूज करते हैं और फिर उसके बाद आप वर्कआउट में आपके वर्कआउट शूज पहनते हैं, तो वो नेचुरली आपको स्ट्रेच कंडीशन में दे देता है आपका हील, एक्यूलेस टेंडन. सो आपको वो पेन सडनली होगा, एंड वंस यू स्टार्ट एक्टिविटी देन यू फील पेन ऑन योर फुट ऑल्सो. So use this ball for releasing overall and try to avoid heel. Sometimes it's fine, but try to. Those who are the male person using most of the time leather shoes, अपने formal shoes, उनको भी same problem होती है, feet stiff हो जाता है, so उनको pain होगा. Okay, plantar fascia बोलते हैं exactly. So अभी हमने rolling किया quadriceps, hamstring, knee. अभी हम stretch कर रहे हैं knee का. इसी पोजीशन पे आपको बैठना है, ऑन योर नीज. एक लेग फॉरवर्ड लीजिए दिस वे, इट्स 90 डिग्री पोजीशन. नाउ जो लेग आपने फॉरवर्ड फीट पे रखा है उसे थोड़ा और फॉरवर्ड मूव करेंगे एंड बोथ हैंड इन फ्रंट ऑफ योर बॉडी ड्रॉप. ठीक है, एग्जैक्टली साइड आपके लेग से साइड पे ये ड्रॉप किया आपने. अभी ड्रॉप करने के उनका quadriceps बहुत ज़्यादा stiff होगा, hamstring बहुत stiff होगा, they can't lift leg. Do that way. Only do it here. 30 seconds, minimum seconds hold. The necessary 30 seconds से पहले आपने break कर नहीं होगी. Okay. You breathe, just hold 30 seconds. Those who are able to live and single-handed again push a little more forward.
So Pyle can take other questions. Rohit, there were some few more questions.
Yes, so there's another question on what is the good source of vitamin B12 and vitamin D if we are not able to do sun bath?
So I would say that B12.
Back again.
Yes, I'll probably answer once Abhijit is done.
Okay.
So this you can move from your joint. Next one, लोअर बैक के पेन से रिलेटेड जितनी भी प्रॉब्लम है, कोई भी अगर किसी को प्रॉब्लम है, वो जिनको प्रॉब्लम नहीं है वो भी ये एक्सरसाइज कर सकते हैं. सो lie down on your back, complete this way. हील से बॉडी का डिस्टेंस उतना होगा जितना आपका फिंगर टच होना चाहिए हील पे. ओके, जस्ट ऑफ दैट. थोड़ा बेटर विजुअल होगा आपको. यस, touch your middle finger से आपका heel. There's a distance between the heel and butt, and between the leg distance shoulder level. Hands को पूरा यहाँ पे रेस्ट करेंगे. ब्रीथ आउट करते हुए आपको बट को रेस करना है एंड टॉर्सो को स्क्वीज करना है. टॉर्सो, हैमस्ट्रिंग एंड ग्लूट्स, इन तीनों मसल्स ग्रुप को स्क्वीज करेंगे विद ब्रीदिंग आउट दिस वे. So squeeze your glutes, squeeze your hamstring, and squeeze your torso. Hold it here at least 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And breathe out down. जिस टाइम हमने बॉडी को होल्ड कर रखा है ब्रिज पोजीशन पे, वहां पे ब्रीदिंग होल्ड नहीं करना है. ओनली होल्ड योर मसल्स. रेडी? वंस अगेन सी. अप. Squeeze your torso, glutes, hamstring, hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and down. This is called bridge. Exactly lower back pain healing के लिए ये बहुत ही useful है. नॉर्मल लाइफ स्टाइल में भी जिनको पेन है वो भी कर सकते हैं. जिनको ऑलरेडी बैक पेन है वो भी ये एक्सरसाइज कर सकते हैं. दिस इज द सेफेस्ट एक्सरसाइज फॉर बैक एंड कोर हीलिंग, कोर स्ट्रेंथनिंग. अभी हम करेंगे सुपरमैन, जिसे हम बो भी बोलते हैं, कॉमन लैंग्वेज में सुपरमैन बोलते हैं. ऑन स्टमक लाई डाउन करेंगे. ऑल्टरनेट हैंड्स एंड लेग रेज. होल्ड 5 seconds each side, and then both hands and both legs together raise and hold 5 seconds. I'll show. See, this way, forehead down, both hands body line पे होगा. Now one hand forward, like right hand forward. अब breathe out करके आपको right hand with left leg opposite होगा, lift करना है this way, and lift your chest also. So other part जो body का है, left hand and right leg, वो floor पे rest रहेगा, and down. Then again breathe out up, hold it 5 seconds, and down. And contract हो जाएगी, upper spine रहेगा, 5 seconds, and drop. Siर्फ body hold हो रही है. 3, 4, 5, and legs को raise again.
I think I'll check with Abhijit if we can record some of these exercises and we share the link with all the attendees. So I think they'll be able to follow that better because there seems to be a problem. Maybe we should take some questions. So if you have any additional questions, please put in your questions in the chat or the Q&A section. So Abhijit,
Yeah,
there
I'm back.
was one, Abhijit,
Sorry about this. Extremely sorry. Okay.
Abhijit,
So
Abhijit, can
that then
your video is
yeah.
off.
So actually, but in
I think there's a problem. So,
Rohit, go ahead.
yeah,
Go with the questions. You can mute Abhijit because it's a little choppy and move forward.
sure. There was again one question for Abhijit. What is the type of ball that he mentioned? So,
Questions for the panelists who are there right now, quickly
yeah.
for Payal or for Vikas or myself. Thank you.
So, Payal, there was that question for you. Good source of vitamin B12 and vitamin D.
So good sources of B12 will be different kind of mushrooms like, shiitake mushrooms, although the regular button mushrooms will have less of that. Shiitake mushroom will have more concentrated form. And you get something called as nutritional yeast, which is again for vegetarians and vegans. That's a very good source of B12. And that it comes in small flakes, yellow flakes, and it can be sprinkled on food, or it can be added to sauces, and it has a little cheesy flavor to it. So if you want to consume that through food, I would say nutritional yeast is your best bet. Although dairy products also do have B12, but we may not be able to absorb as much from food. So in certain cases, if you know that your B12 levels are really low, then you could opt for supplementation, and the supplementation that you should ideally opt for has to be a form called methylcobalamin, not cyanocobalamin, but methylcobalamin. So when you're going for a supplement, whether even if it's from your pharmacy, I think please check what components it has, because that is key. The other thing about D3, someone asked me, is again, D3 supplementation is possible through cholecalciferol sachets and tablets, which is like maybe 60,000 units once a week. Or if you're taking it daily, then 2,000 is a good number. If you want to focus on food, then yes, if you're consuming fortified dairy, when I say fortified, it's like added, vitamins. Fortified dairy, eggs, seafood, oily fish, butter, liver. Like if like goat liver or chicken liver, these are good sources. But if you're not able to, then the easiest way to is just stand in your window where you get morning sun, or if it's the afternoon sun, it's not the best, but at least you can probably be in the sun 4 o'clock onwards. So just going for a 15-minute little bit of an activity in the sun, or if you don't have access to say that kind of you don't have a window from where you get the sunlight, or you don't have a balcony, then till then, if you can get a supplement from the chemist, then you can also focus on that.
Sure. Thanks, Payal.
I can take, I think the question that people were asking Abhijit in terms of what kind of ball can be used, basically it should be, you get the rubber balls, the ones that cricket, kids play cricket, the smaller, softer red rubber balls, or you can use tennis balls because that's the ideal size. it's easy to carry, plus later, whenever, once everybody starts traveling, or your kids will have that kind of a ball, or if you have a stress ball, or because because we don't, not everyone will have a physio ball. Physio balls are a little harder, and they create the right amount of pressure when you roll against the wall. So this kind of a ball is just ideal and handy, and hence, that's the easiest solution we all can have at our fingertips.
Sure. So I think we are already quite over time, and if you have any questions, you can write back to us. We have our email IDs and our details mentioned. I'd like to thank once again to Vikas, Payal, Jagdish, and Abhijit for this wonderful session. And I'd like to thank each one of the attendees for participating in this session, and stay safe and stay healthy. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks for your valuable time.
Thank you.